And many of you, most if not all of you, are aware that Pastor Campbell, our senior pastor, while traveling to Sydney, Australia, the Bible conference there, he had a medical emergency. And so while he was awaiting, I just want to give you some people, there's been all kind of stuff floating around, and some of it untrue, some of it half truth. And so I figured we would get on the same page. And so while he was getting his baggage, waiting for his baggage, apparently his heart stopped, he collapsed, and there was a doctor nearby who administered CPR. That is amazing. Yes, yes. And so after which the paramedics, they came and took him, of course, to the hospital. And this would have all been our time about Monday afternoon. And so from there at the hospital, tests were conducted, of course. Along the way, they did an angiogram, which is essentially an x-ray where they're going to see your blood vessels and see if there's any clots or whatnot. That would have been last night or overnight. And so they did that. Out of that, they were able to assess that he did have, he told me today, I spoke with Pastor Campbell today, on his right side, was very much clogged up, and there was a lot of stoppage there. And he said they administered 4 stents, and so they put 4 stents in him. And so as it stands today, again, I spoke with him about 5 hours ago, he's recovering in the hospital there in Australia. Not only from the surgery, but some of you have heard, because of the CPR that was administered, the guy who did that, he broke 2 ribs and broke his sternum. That's actually not a bad thing, because if you do CPR correctly, most people are too afraid to apply any pressure, and so it doesn't work. But they did that, and he is recovering again, not just from the surgery, but from those broken ribs, broken sternum. He will be there. I mean, they've asked, how long is he going to be there? We don't know the exact answer to that. Obviously, primarily, our number one concern is Pastor Campbell's health. And so as long as it takes for him to get healthy enough to travel back here, and so that's how long it'll be. All of that, that being said, I guess you could say that is the bad news. The incredibly good news is Pastor Campbell is going to live. That incredibly good news that there was a doctor right there nearby. I thought of this. If you know Pastor Campbell, he's not very fond of going to doctors. So God said, I guess I have to bring the doctor to you. And so another great thing is that Ryan Birch, he's a missionary, him and his family, April, their children are missionaries in India. He was already headed to the conference there. And so he is there with Pastor Campbell by his bedside. He actually I spoke with him this afternoon. He moved his hotel, which is about an hour away from where the conference. Now he is right there where Pastor Campbell is at. And so another good thing is, wouldn't it just be the hospital there? Even before they were sending him there, the evangelist who was supposed to pick Pastor Campbell up, Rod Gibson, he told me, and then Pastor Rob Walsh, who is the leader there in Sydney, they both conferred way before he got there. They said, Tori, he could not be going to a better hospital. It is a world-class hospital, specifically when it comes to treating heart conditions. So, yeah. Again, pray for him. Pastor Tozer will be going there shortly to be with him when Ryan has to leave. But another good thing out of this is our pastor is finally able to get some rest. Glory to God. He told me, he said, listen, and you just, I can hear the faith in me. He told me there are no accidents with God. And so I want to, on behalf of Sister Connie, J. Rail, Brad, the family, the church staff, the church council, I want to express a heartfelt appreciation, a thank you, a gratitude. I know most of you who have heard, you have been praying, asking questions nonstop. One of the reasons that we did not disseminate the information, you have to understand, Australia is 17 hours ahead of us. And so you guys were getting information from people in Australia. Many times they were getting information, passing along. Some of us were still asleep. Okay, and so having said that, here's the takeaway. God is not done with Pastor Campbell.